What's up, guys? I'm back with another video, and I'm going to try to get 15 wins in the new Goblin Cage Challenge. I'm currently 12-1. I only need 3 more wins. If we get 15, we unlock the new emote. That looks pretty cool. And also, guys, the Goblin Cage seems to be like a pretty interesting card. I definitely haven't played it too much to see how good it is, but I'll test it out more, and right now it seems to be pretty strong in certain matchups, but in other matchups, like against any sort of air deck, it's pretty weak. Let's go ahead and jump into the first game, guys. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and choose Bats. Bats are a great card right now. I'm going to go ahead and pick Prince. This is a tough decision. I don't really want to give him Zap, and I also have Zap for his Spear Goblins. This is another tough decision. Let's actually go ahead and pick the Goblin Cage, excuse me. So in case you guys haven't seen it, you can see it right now in the first game. So I have an interesting deck. I have Giant, Minion Horde, Dark Prince. So obviously those look like they're going to be the strongest cards in the deck. The Dark Prince isn't going to charge, but it is going to take care of that Ghost. And I'm actually going to go in with a Giant. And I'll also go in with a Cannon card. He doesn't really have any Elixir right now after playing those 3M. And the Dark Prince stays alive. It's at like no HP, but it stayed alive. Wow, that's really, really clutch. And I can play Bats on top of that Musketeer. And the Tower, guys, is already going down. And that Cannon card is going to finish off the Spear Goblins as well. So an amazing start. We're about even in Elixir right now. And we already have his Tower. So all we really need to do is play some defense. And then we might even be able to take his second Tower or even 3-cron him. I'm going to go with the Prince in the back, and then I'll probably just play a Minion Horde on top of his Flying Machine. I'll go ahead and do that. The Archers will probably take care of the Minion Horde, but it's alright. Just wanted to make sure to get rid of the Flying Machine. And he goes with 3M in the back again. So I'm going to play a Dark Prince in the back, same lane as the 2, and hopefully it can connect and charge into both of them. That's what I want. And it does, so both the Musketeers are down. The one on the right side gets a little bit of damage, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to send Bats in to apply some pressure. And the Cannon card's getting some chip, which is nice. It's actually locked on, and it's continuing to get some damage. Just didn't respond to it. I'm going to go with the Prince just to make sure to get rid of his Ghost. And actually that Prince is going to get a lot of value, because what's going to happen is that Ghost gets killed, and also the Flying Machine got distracted, so that was really good value on that Prince. He goes with 3 of them in the back again. So I want to save my Dark Prince, so I'm going to play a Minion Horde behind the Giant, and then just play a Dark Prince in the lane of the 2. And Minion Horde will stay behind the Giant, so the Musketeer should lock on to the Giant. Yes, it does. And the P.E.K.K.A. does take care of the Giant, so pretty well played on his part. I should be able to defend, though, because I do have a Prince. And I'll actually send in a Goblin Cage, guys, just for some extra defense. It should help defend, because it has some HP, so it can tank a little bit, buy me more time, and then, of course, as you guys know, a Goblin spawns out of it. So that's gonna be good. Yeah, look at that, guys. That Goblin cleaned up the rest of his push. So that Goblin Cage really helped out there. And with 5 seconds to go, there's not really much you can do. And yeah, that's going to be game. So now we're 13-1, so only 2 more wins to go, and then we unlock that new emote. And let's go ahead and open up the legendary chest now. And we got an Ice Wizard. That's definitely something I needed, because I don't have it at max level yet, so I need 13 more of those. And let's go ahead and go into our next game, guys. Alright, so this is a tough decision. Executioner is pretty good in draft, but I'm going to again take Bats just because I feel like it's the safer thing to do. And Goblin Hut or Tombstone, both are kind of the same concept. Spawning, you know, troops and also defensive building. And Goblin Cage, I'm going to take Goblin Cage, and I'm going to take Prince. I'm not too sure how this is going to turn out, because he does have Magic Archer and Executioner, so if I don't have something to kill them, they are going to be a lot of trouble. I do have Ghost, though, for the Skarmy. I might end up regretting taking Skarmy, but because he has the Executioner, it's going to be very... it would be very difficult to use the Skarmy effectively unless he, like, has it out of cycle. So he has a Hog Rider. We do have Prince for the Hog, which is good, and we also have the Goblin Hut, so we have 2 decent counters to it. And while that Ghost is following that Skeleton, I'm actually going to go with the Giant Skeleton at the bridge here. And actually, this might work out pretty well because he did just go in with Royal Recruits. So he doesn't really have much Elixir right now. And I'm going to go ahead and send him Bats as well. And he has to Fireball them, so that obviously isn't really good value. I'm going to go in with Royal Hogs right away so he doesn't have much Elixir. And I'm going to hold my Snowball. And I was even going to Prediction Snowball, but I wasn't entirely sure if he was going to play a Skarmy. So I decided to wait. And now look at that. Those are going to take like half of his tower, I would say. Close to half. Wait, actually it's going to end up being half. So that was a really nice push. And because he didn't have his Fireball, he really had no good way to kill them. So I knew that that was going to work. And that Executioner cleans up the Ghost, but it loses most of its HP. So it's not going to be much of a threat coming down on my side. I might go in with a Giant Skeleton in front of the Prince just to have kind of like a tank for it and force him to spend more Elixir than he wants to. And that Inferno Drag, I think, is gonna... That Prince will go out of range of it, hopefully. No, it doesn't. And good Skarmy on his part. There would be no point in snowballing because the Giant Skeleton was already dead. And also the tower can finish it off, so like no point in snowballing at all. And I'll again send in Royal Hogs at the bridge. And he's probably just gonna Fireball them. No, he actually plays an Executioner. So they're going to be getting a lot of damage. In fact, I'm going to go in with a Snowball just to ensure that I get his tower. Because it pushes back the Executioner, chips the tower, and slows it down. And I'm going to play my first Goblin Hut of the game. And I'll actually go in with a Goblin Cage as well. I'm going to go with a Giant Skeleton here, so hopefully the bomb can just end up killing everything, including the Magic Archer. So that should be a really good value Giant Skeleton Bomb. Unless that Magic Archer... Yeah, unfortunately Magic Archer doesn't die to it, but it should be fine. Because I can just play Prince on it. And with about 10 seconds to go, there isn't much he can do. So now, guys, we just need one more win. Goblin Cage there just to block, just in case. But he's not going to be able to break through, guys, so that's going to be a good game. We now have 14 wins. We just have one more to go. And then we get that new emote and the nice 15-1. Hopefully 15-1. We may end up losing the game, guys, but that would be totally fine. So we get 25,000 gold. That's a really nice amount of gold, guys. That's actually more than you get from a 12-win GC. So really happy about that. So I'll go ahead and collect that. And now, guys, let's go ahead and search for our last game. Alright, guys, if we win this, we finish the challenge. So hopefully this is our last game. I'm going to go ahead and choose Poison. Poison is a lot cheaper and definitely less risky to pick than like a Rocket and Draft, because you never know what you're going to get, and it's always better to choose, in my opinion, like the cheaper spell overall. Especially since Rocket isn't too good right now. I'm going to go ahead and pick P.E.K.K.A. And I'll actually go ahead and choose Spear Goblins just because I feel like it's going to be kind of interesting for him to have Golem and the Goblin Cage in the same deck. I feel like that would be a little, like, kind of funky for him to have, so I decided to give him that. And he is going to have Bowler, so he does have a good response to my Battle Ram, so I need to be careful about that. And I should just be able to distract it here with a Ice Golem. I don't want to use my P.E.K.K.A. on it because he does have Golem. So there he goes in with the Goblin Cage. And I'll just go in with a Royal Ghost. Just because I don't want to leak and it'll, you know, take care of the Goblin Cage, hopefully. But he did play a Dark Prince. I don't know if those Spear Goblins are going to be enough to take it out. Hopefully they are. Yeah, I think they'll be fine, guys. So he goes in with a Golem in the back. So I'm going to go immediately with a P.E.K.K.A. in the back. He might Bowler when he has the Elixir. He might... Oh, he actually goes in with a Musketeer. And I don't have my Poison cycle, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to figure out a way to kill it. I Should be fine, though. I can just cannon card behind the P.E.K.K.A. And I'm going to go with an Ice Golem to block, and it also frees the Prince to buy the P.E.K.K.A. more time to kill the Golem. Because I don't really want that P.E.K.K.A. to die to the Prince. I'm actually going to go with Spear Goblins too, just to block once again so that Prince doesn't end up killing the P.E.K.K.A. So I have a little bit of counter push potential. I'm going to go with a Battle Ram 2, and now he doesn't have Elixir for a Bowler after playing that. Oh wow, he actually does have Elixir for a Bowler, so well played on his part. But after that Bowler, I do know I'm for sure ahead of him in Elixir right now. But yeah, he played that well. I didn't expect him to have enough Elixir for a Bowler, but he didn't end up having the Elixir. So I'm going to pressure with a Ghost at the bridge, and he goes in with a Golem. So he does have to play something, or else that Ghost will connect to his tower. Yeah, like I said, the Golem was just too far to the right. That Prince will end up going in front of the Golem. So that's really good for me. He's not really going to have anything behind the Golem, unless he plays a Musketeer, which he did. And I can just go in with a Poison. And while that Poison is going to get a lot of value, because that Dark Prince is getting clipped by it. And this might sound crazy, guys, but I'm going to go with the P.E.K.K.A. at the bridge other lane, just because I know he has Bowler, and that essentially means that I don't want to play two P.E.K.K.A.s in the same lane, because the Bowler would get a lot of value against them. And dueling pressure, honestly, is always the way to go, typically, in these types of situations, because I don't really know how he's going to be able to stop both lanes, and I don't think he's able to, guys. P.E.K.K.A.'s on the tower. Cannon Card's locked on the tower as well. He goes in with the Desperation Goblin Cage, but unfortunately for him, it's not going to be enough. So, yeah, guys, that's going to be a good game. And we did get 15-1, so that's really good. And we do get that new emote. No. Let's redo that. I gotta think of what I want to say. So, let's go ahead and put this in our deck, guys. I'm going to put it in, I think, for the Baby Dragon Laugh. We'll just give it a try a little bit and see how it is. But yeah, guys, that challenge was pretty easy. You can win too. Just make sure to make the smart decisions in draft. And honestly, guys, in my opinion, after seeing the Goblin Cage a bit, I would prefer to give it to your opponent over most cards, just because it seems pretty weak, especially in draft. I think it needs to fit in certain decks and archetypes for it to be good. And when it's mixed with random cards, I feel like it's kind of weak. That's my opinion on it. But maybe you guys can try it out, and you guys might end up making it work in draft. But that's just how I view it. Alright, guys, this was a fun challenge. The rewards were really good as well, and I can't wait to try out the emote. Let me know, guys, in the comments what you want to see next. This helps me prepare for videos in the future. And also, guys, make sure to like and subscribe. And thanks again, guys, until next time.